Hey there, and welcome to the AdvantEdge Joy at Work podcast with me, Dr. John Kenworthy. Inspire and empower your brain to succeed. It's about establishing command intent in your life's 5 key areas. In this AdvantEdge guide, we'll discuss how establishing command intent is a more specific way of setting goals than SMART goals, as it has embedded purpose. It involves imagining a successful future in each of 5 areas of life, your rocket ship for life, and focusing on the senses of sight, feel, smell, taste, and sound to create a captivating and rich picture. For teams, the unit in charge of military simulations for NATO recommends that they ask themselves, if I do nothing else tomorrow, I must ... so that ... AdvantEdge Coaching can help to further equip and empower individuals to reach their command intent goals. Why, then, do we need a rocket ship for life? The rocket ship for life came about because I used to suffer from a major problem. Basically, I was easily distracted. Teachers could rarely get, let alone keep, my attention. I'd start a new project only to quickly get bored or frustrated and move on to the next shiny object. If ADHD had been popular back then, perhaps I could have gotten myself medicated for it. And it wasn't because I lacked goals. I had much that I wanted to achieve in my career, but for some strange reason, I was always looking for something. I couldn't get or keep focus long enough to stick with it and finish. And the big issue, it turned out, was not lack of clear goals, not an inability to focus. It was that there were gaps in what I was trying to achieve. There was no balance. What many have badly described as work-life balance, but what I prefer to call work-life integration. It's where you identify your desired intent in the 5 key areas of your life as the drivers of the things that you do every day, steered by your values and aligned to your overall purpose or mission in this life. If you ask most successful people what they want from life, they'll tell you a variation of to be happy and successful. It's what the Bible calls good success in Joshua 1 verse 8. Some people think that more money will make them happy. The problem is money is a great servant, but a lousy master. And so what if you achieve great success at work, if you spend all your time at work and neglect your family and health? As I mentioned, we've identified 5 key areas in life that, when attended to fully, will bring you real happiness and success as you fulfill them. What are the 5 key areas? Well, these 5 key areas are like the engines of a rocket ship that you ride toward your life purpose. Your values are the way you steer and choose which paths you are following. The 5 areas that we've uncovered through our research are: number 1, family and relationships; 2, health and well-being; number 3, spiritual fulfillment; number 4, personal development; and number 5, work and career. As you can imagine, like most people, I paid great attention to work and career and found it increasingly difficult to keep steering straight. I was working 80 plus hours each week. This was in the days when I was in the hotel and restaurant business. No breaks, rarely a weekend off, and scant holidays. I got away with it health-wise for a good few years, but it really shouldn't have surprised me when my body rebelled and finally got me to pay a lot more attention to my health and well-being, when my heart threw a hissy fit on July the 4th, 2014 at 11:33 a.m. When you neglect an engine, it's always going to be much more difficult to keep going towards your purpose, and very easy to get blown off course. It's why your life and work are off balance. And in the many years I've been coaching, fewer than 20% have been anything remotely resembling balance. And they've usually been coached before or have had their own health or personal crises. There's many a successful person in the boardroom whose family life is in shambles. Why these 5 areas, and is one more important than the others? Well, as you think about each one, you'll realise that if you stop feeding one of these areas and consider the repercussions in your own life, if you show no ambition in work, your career stagnates, and it just becomes a routine you can do with your eyes shut. Your brain becomes inactive, and you are simply marking time until one day you retire. Then what? Or you don't bother with personal development after school or college, and you learn nothing new. Now everything in your life stagnates. The brain is bored. It is a learning machine. And when your brain is bored, you get depressed through lack of serotonin and dopamine, and you opt out of everything else that life has to offer. Neglect your spiritual man, and there's a big hole in your life, an emptiness that you can't quite put your finger on. You'll try and fill it with all sorts of other things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Neglect your health and well-being, and your body will one day, sooner or later, quit entirely. Your brain tried to keep you not dead, which is its job, but somehow you resisted that urge until it too gave up fighting you. Neglect your family and or your relationships, and you will soon be alone. And humans are social animals who have an innate desire to belong to a tribe, to matter to others. We all need all of these engines, and just like a vehicle engine, you need to keep it maintained properly. The trouble is, everyone is fundamentally lazy. Or perhaps it's fairer to say that your brain is fundamentally lazy. If there is a do-nothing option, your brain will take it, because doing anything requires effort, which burns scarce energy. So if you do not deliberately attend to each of your engines, your brain will neglect them until something breaks. If we're going to burn fuel in these 5 areas, what I'm saying is that we need to have a reason for doing so. Each engine needs a driver or motivation for the brain to switch from its default do nothing to do something to get whatever it is we intend to get. So you need to tell your brain specifically what you intend to get once you do something. Then your brain is prepared to spend precious fuel in that area. So why not just set a simple goal or even a SMART goal? Hey, goals are great. SMART goals even better. However, command intent is usually more suited to changing situations, which is real life. And very importantly, it has an embedded purpose. This is what turns your brain on to motivation and inspiration. I've written extensively on why goal setting matters, and there's some links for you if you wanted to know more. Establishing command intent in each area really matters then. Absolutely. No one climbs aboard a space rocket ready to launch into the heavens and then asks, "So, where should we go today?" And no one replies, "I don't know, let's just start up and go from there." No, every time there is a clear command intent for the mission, and each and every engine has a very precise role in achieving that intent to help the rocket ship and crew fulfill that mission. What's the difference between purpose, mission, and intent? Well, we don't have time here to delve into the difference between purpose and intent. Suffice to say for now, your purpose is why you were born. It's your overall mission. Your command intents are what you achieve along the journey to fulfill your purpose or your mission in life. Let's get practical. How do you establish command intent in each of these 5 areas of your life? Well, if you ask most people what they intend to achieve in their career goal, for example, and you'll probably get a vague answer about money, position, happiness level, maybe a job title. Honestly, that's about as useful as telling a blind footballer that the goal is at the end of the pitch. Which end, you ask? And many other questions beside. Not least is, how will you know when you have scored a goal? Could ask Harry Kane. I don't think he'll be able to answer you either. So what we do is we change the question. Establishing a command intent for anything is simply a case of answering the question, what does success look like? And when I use the word look, I mean all of your senses. Look, feel, taste, smell, sound. And be as specific as you can be. And when we're asking what does it look like, we mean literally what do or will you see with your eyes in reality and in as much detail as you can. Repeat this with feel, emotions and touch. Smell, the most evocative and immediate of your senses. Taste and sound. And if it's not evident in your answer, how will you know that you have achieved it? i.e., how will you measure your achievements? Ask what you will win or gain and lose when you have achieved it. You'll discover this is the embedded purpose. And lastly, by when. And now you've got a very rich sensory description. You will have a captivating picture of your life. And you do this with all 5 areas of your life? Well, you'll find it helpful and inspirational to have a clear command intent in all 5 areas of your life. Your work and your career, your family and relationships, your spiritual life, your health, and your personal development. Making sure that they support each other and are congruent. This one area, and you are struggling to steer your life purposefully forward. Now I said by when, so is this just for the long-term future? Well, we found that it's best to have command intents, plural, for the short, medium and long term. Most clients also find it helpful to establish these command intents in 3 timeframes. They're short, medium and long-term futures. Whatever is short, medium or long-term for you. Mention a little aside about timeframes and future. Most teenagers struggle with a long-term timeframe of about 10 years, as do most young adults. As we get older, it becomes easier to imagine further into the future. Interesting, huh? So what's next? Well, if you lead a team, then you are responsible for identifying a worthy and compelling vision and articulating it to the team. People continually need to be shown the team's compass clearly and creatively so that their actions align and they stay motivated with a captivating picture of their future. In their book Made to Stick, Chip and Dan Heath share help from the unit in charge of military simulations for NATO, the Combat Manoeuvre Training Centre, who recommend that officers arrive at the commander's intent by asking themselves this question. Now, I've adjusted this for use with your personal intents. If I do nothing else tomorrow, I must ... so that ... Answer this question in each of your 5 key life areas, and every day you will find that you've got that often elusive, almost mythical balance. Where can you go to learn more now? Well, as an AdvantEdge Coaching client, we'll help you fine-tune your rocket ship for life so that you have a crystal clear picture of the future you and what your success in each of these areas of your life look like. and we'll guide you on the path that will equip and empower you to achieve them. Just follow the links on the website to apply for your complimentary AdvantEdge discovery session today. Just go to joyatwork.coach. Or you can take up our 6-part rocket launch coaching program, which is designed to help you establish your command intent in each of the 5 key areas of your life, then help you identify the core values, beliefs, and habits to support your mission. You'll be more equipped and empowered to achieve your purpose with a practical, systematic, and proven approach to transforming your life and moving you closer to the future you. Again, apply for your complimentary AdvantEdge discovery session today, and we'll discuss that. Go to the website at joyatwork.coach. That's joyatwork.coach, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Be greatly blessed.